I think that this record should say buyer beware. It's not the album you would want to put as if you were on a dating site, Match.com or something. It's not the way to get girls to like you. However, that is the way to get girls to like you because people are attracted to danger. I am. You know, it's like when you go to an amusement park, it says ride at your own risk. That's the first ride you're going to go on. It became a struggle towards the end of working with my previous label where they wanted and started to force me to think before I created. That I had to conform to a certain formula that would make it successful because that's what the record industry and the film industry and a lot of things that take art and then they try to form it into something that they think will be successful. That excitement that I got knowing I could do that really made me write songs better. I had no fear, no hesitation. I had only ambition, and that led to confidence. I think confidence is the most appealing quality in any human being or any artist. That's what really attracts us to people. You know, even in nature, peacocks with their feathers. You know, so basically I'm peacocking on this record. Two books in particular inspired this record. I would say I didn't set out to make a record about these books, but Macbeth and Flowers of Evil by Charles Baudelaire du Mont. And those two, I think that those two ring throughout the record. Of course, I have a song called Flowers of Evil, and then I also recite Macbeth. Poor player who struts and frets his hour upon the stage and is heard on more, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Because that essentially is where I found myself in my career, that this is what I've done. What does it all mean? It's loud, it's exciting, but does anyone get it? I've never thought you can be shocking. I've never tried to be shocking. The only thing you can do is confuse people, because it makes them think. And the art of confusion and chaos is the way to make people think. It's a way to create a catalyst of change. I had to remind myself that I've never wanted good reviews. You know, I just want people to fear, and through that fear may come respect. And this record was about redemption, because that's what I needed to do as a person, and also as Marilyn Manson, as an artist, that I had to redeem myself and take things back to where they're supposed to be. I just wanted to make an album that I would like to listen to, just put on, and I didn't want to make a record like the past two records in particular, and not because I don't like the past two records, but because I feel like the past two records, you know, Eat Me, Drink Me was me being personal for the first time, and then High End of Low is a very sad record, and it was necessary to happen for me as a human being. I had to write it, or you know, I might not be here, who knows? You know, I'm not a suicidal person, but I could have, you know, just crumbled and just decided never to want to do anything, let alone live. In fact, I almost lost the desire to be suicidal. You know, that's the lack of ambition I had. And it was because I was too wrapped up and too concerned about other people's feelings about me. And I don't even mean the public who doesn't know me, I mean people that know me. So you have to think about it. I spent the past, you know, decade of my life getting on stage and expressing my most deepest feelings, and a lot of people don't really think about it that way, that I'm a person who has certain intimacy walls that it's difficult for me to say what I want to say. So That's why you become an artist, so you can say it in that way. And I sort of lost track of that, in a sense. The Born Villain was the perfect title for this record, simply because this is the way I am. And then it becomes a question of nature and nurture. Are people raised to be a villain or vilified or a pariah like I have become, at times consciously, other times against my will. And it comes to things like Columbine and things like that. Or simply because they didn't like my music. Now, if they had liked my music, that would have been different. In fact, I think that I have, to my blame or credit, whichever way you want to look at it, more school shootings than any person in the history of music. I think that there should be some sort of Grammy or something for that. I don't know. I'm not making light of what happened, but if people are worried about what my music does, why aren't they worried about what I would do? And that's my big thing on this record. I think everything on this record is an implied threat. I'm very satisfied and happy with being in control of my life. I think that's the key. Anyone who's unhappy usually doesn't feel like they're in control of their life. And of course, a tortured artist is almost redundant to say, but I'm not into being a masochist despite all the scars that I have to show, emotional and physical. I'm simply into trying to enjoy doing what I do, because otherwise there's no point in doing it. I got no real pleasure.